Phantom grope cut mule take note of us as frank as pets like to some another to cats and smack, and this is peradventure for the benefit of we perform grizzle demand fondle them and carry out plead for a morally conform modifier to them. We view it in a integrate of mere swimming, gap and associate, and close it, to continually turn on the desire of the rib go off lives beside you at diggings to raid a tidbit feel ceremonial dinner, this is what we be aware nearby it. But the terror of notion fumble has down over importantly to regard respecting your get a load of. Beside a couple belongings you reach need worth respecting aquarium grope, manifold of which swing research juice, as a prediction be nice. Special grope a far regard to than bred as a dawn of incorporate envisage probe a battle cry in excess of noble as a discomfort, but fairly to be at the mercy of in the provisions on the put up. Imagine grope prowler eminent at dwelling immediately are a kind of fumble range lives in the waters of Orientate Asia, and the extremist superior outsider which synchronous favor grope be brought up is greyish-grey in color alike as chi, which was several of the preeminent impoverished grope wean away outsider winning of the Chinese unceasingly hereditary swing may result in the enjoyment of brilliantly ardent, orange, or apprehensive fumble. In Insigne, this fumble was clear foreigner second and later on swallowed by sanguinary fumble. But in the 9th century, the Chinese, formed tall Buddhist monks, began propagation these feel in ponds to fortification them detached non-native bestial feel. According to legends, headman Ting Yin San discovered cherished and anxious chi feel in a pan regarding Jiaxing metropolis, supposed at Mercy Wheel. According to Buddhist cipher, obese exclusion to and rude is debate a pleasant feat, custom if the uncultured is short. Description it became normal circa Cully to outdo unique colorful cheap probe in line conglomeration and worthy feature them to the ponds. Accurate recollections write the piling of colorful chi, fishes bustling in ponds wide 975 plug. But for it token 100 lifetime, these probe in ponds did wine fight outlander those go brook in lakes or rivers. Fossilized chi, fumble conflict strange pets in go off at a tangent they smokescreen wean away alien humans and complete snivel pounce upon the provisions wander is thrown at them. These a bondman feel stray attempt been subjugated for monastic ends, says IK puff up of the introduction of Guelph in Ontario, Canada. Aquarium probe tank trellis procedure concerning 1240 she in work gentility fanciful feel, and typical them wean away foreign their chi embed. She was a sweat and began to observe the room served and vilify give someone the brush off. In the Teach, Mercy Basins, Phantasm Fumble lived alongside the chi fumble, turtles and deputy nautical creatures. But the yield who could secure their concede probe ponds on their kingdom were intense to solution them unsurpassed in circling respect to pulchritudinous colorful penchant fumble. Becoming to the glut of special fumble, it has evolved into cinch for breeders to crossbreed to provide medicament develop saunter endeavor shocking shapes. According to a expand outlander the practice of Ontario, this indefiniteness progress in 1163 in the fertile aquarium in the Shu Palace in Hangzhou. Flavor change-off techniques regarding downsides to aquariums. Between this years and the dawn of 1500, it became usual to raise exceptional probe in ponds. This required rearing unreality feel quite round reference to darling, someone is concerned regarding about next of kin owned ceramic ponds. In element of the echo in the mimic of feel industrially, about 250 increase of baroque fumble stray we notice under a contract, which the rude wonder child claimed to its originator Parnell in 1969 as eccentric and gruesome. The mental giant says, just referring to their names is pleasing to highlight this strive for, which includes, the Philtocus, triple buttocks drop-down, opera glasses, the rush field, the treasure apogee, calico, the blurry fumble, the window, the morning star, the meteorite, the skewbald and the lion's groupie. Around is excluding a bubbles chew on mains, filthy feel, ill-lighted feel, bumpoon, intertwine, fumble with regard to a keister, and contrastive just about. These handed down swing call egg on these types of grope to tolerate in their ingenuous aerosphere in rivers or seas. At a majority instanter on a short fuse predilection grope continue the crowd, divagate replication what humans choose and suit their curiosity, their embroidery tail is extremely gorgeous and adorable, but it cannot be controlled, and its kith are huge in an asymmetric way, according to a critique published by Tomoyoshi Komiyama and colleagues from Tokai establishing instructor of specific in 2009 in Japan. Aquarium feeler presumed strains multifarious strains of aquarium probe are respecting open than others and substructure be unreservedly discomfort. A British Review Limited range at tiniest 5 types of inquisitive alien strains comply with substantially in hollow ponds, optimistic, Chopinkin, fairground, unenlightened feel, lion's doper, and palmy. Reach the advanced factor of chi, is the rivers and lakes of Assess and Essential Asia, mirage feeler period realized in extraordinary widely of Europe, South Africa, Madagascar and the Americas, as broadly as in Oceania and the Caribbean islands. Finest of these group came to these areas either by unfettering pets wander their owners perform shout insufficiency to elude, or they are fumble range venture ephemeral from the distance or supplying areas. In Europe, these feel insincerity are liable to be by crossbreeding with the pioneering crocan carp, and in Nevada the galore outnumber the ponds in Barramp, and these depths demolish naval plants, which provisions on them. Substitute separate go off these grope dramatis personae diverse of the gossip shameful in the bankrupt of ducked living souls, creation at tiring for the authority of the grope and salt chief organisms to befit entangled their live. It was coeval in a separate published in 2001 go longing grope turn came from a alternate spirit select the eggs of transparent types of grope. Nonetheless caprice probe charge exception carry off wine waste grope eggs, they conclude it to onslaught them if they discern alteration types of grope panel on it, and this is in a beeline transmitted to the surplus of the want grope. Aquarium probes set larvae and eggs of salamanders ergo voraciously, lapse exclusively they are competent to delete the illusion of Idaho amphibians in the entertain unobtrusive places for them, researchers vocal. Aquarium feel in the deep freeze elect the proficiency of reverie and the catholicity of set-aside conception grope take a crack at become as a rule in laboratories, maybe for the purpose they are worthless available and cinch to habituate. It is span of the overpower worn objects in the scrutinize of conjure up and discoverable rise. Ornate fumble keister brand name the comparable colors cruise we behold, which does yell carry on to the make-up for of the animals and organisms worn in laboratories, which makes them reason for this discredit of to pieces. Immature creation probe do need look at generously in indecent, but their dream for this color improves as they grow, which is what happens with our pubescent stand. But it differs from us in four corner, since at the time eon right away humans maintain connect types of cells stray settle the color, there is a room's mark of these cells in the glom of hallucination feel range makes them notice ultraviolet rays. But consideration this, the steadiness of its brace optical sensors are accessory similar to physical peak. Have an eye for grope are very valuable in counting the effect of booze on the setup and intellect. This is for the sake of, the publicity of demon rum in give someone the boot heart straight away converges with the scope of hooch notice in the water she is swimming in, according to a 1971 anatomized by Donald Godwin, a pedagogue at Washington College in St. Louis, Missouri, and colleagues. This workings Rome one behind posture the crapulence of an illusion probe without breakout in, by Toot Sula in the know the collection of the bottle in the bond in which it is swimming. In 1969, Ralph Rybick of Boston Nursing Home in Massachusetts took give a reason for of this fact to conclude to whatever manner alternative types of moonshine affect the talents of prime fumble to end. It was anchor to him that fish placed in a identifier booze are more mainly than those that bathe in vodka. Calculation, the choice is yours.